Hey guys, this is Eve with Scrapbooking with Me. We are going to make a collapsible box today. It'll have the top and the bottom. You can collapse them up and store them until it's time for Christmas or whatever occasion that you want to use them for. You can make them in different sizes and stack them and put a ribbon around them like you've seen a lot of different places. But we're going to stamp an image first. I've already stamped this. And this is from an Avery L stamp set from last year. And I want to say it come with the die that cuts that out, but I'm not sure. I can't remember now. This was last year. I've slept since then. But I will try to find this and link it below. I absolutely love it. You stamp this and then you can cut that out. Then you can stamp Merry Christmas, and it says, and best wishes for the new year. Can be stamped under there too, but it cuts really, really good, as you can see, that little die there. So I'll try to find that and link it. But we're going to use our fine liners. I got these from Arteza, as you can remember. I showed these before. It is a huge set. Let me close this up and see what size it is. I think it's 96, I want to say. No, 72 fine liners. We're going to use the black. And the reason we're going to use the black is there's some areas where I stamped. I didn't put it in my stamping platform. I just stamped it on this glass mat. And I need a little cush underneath it, and I didn't put anything. So I'm just going to use my fine liner in black to just go around on some of these areas where it didn't stamp really, really well. You don't have to do this. We're going to color it anyway. But I just wanted to show you how well these work. I've already gone around some of the areas, but they work really, really well to fill in if something didn't stamp just like you want it. So I will put a link to these below. Now the reason I'm showing you these and telling you I'll put a link is right now they have a school special, and you can get 25% off instead of my normal 10% off. You can get 25% off if you use the code that I put right here below, as well as below the video, and it is SCHOOL25. So most all of their items are already discounted at 64 to 65%, and then you get another 25% off of that, and it's always free shipping. So that is a fantastic deal. I'm also going to be using the watercolor pencils that they sent me, and these are, excuse the racket, sorry about that, these are in the 72 as well. They're watercolor pencils. I'm going to be using the red and the pink, and then 2 different shades of green. I'll link those below as well. And then I'm going to be using one of these water brushes in the tiny, tiny tip there. I'll link those below as well too. These are fantastic. Believe me, I have used lots and lots of them. They're great watercolor brushes. Now I'm just putting a little bit of color over here on my Tim Holtz glass mat. Just putting a little color down. If you put a little water there first, then you can get some color down. And then I'm just going to pick it up because I don't want to go really, really dark on these, because the paper I'm using is not real dark. So I'm just going to pick a little bit up and color in my poinsettias. Now I am not great at coloring, but as you can see, this makes it very, very easy. I have a very unsteady hand since I have lots of arthritis, so it makes it a little bit hard for me sometimes to stay in line, but this makes it pretty easy because it goes on so smooth. If I have to try to put it on really, really firmly, then I have a problem with my hands. So there is a light shade of pink. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the paper right down at the end and put a little bit of dark in there. Just put it in, and then you can go back and blend it out. So then you're just going to take your water brush and just blend that out to make it blend with the other. So see, that makes it just the right color. If you want it darker, of course you can go back in and do that as well. I've got my colors swatched out down here that I want to use. And this paper that I'm using is the Distress Watercolor cardstock from Tim Holtz. And it comes in a pack of 20 sheets. One side's real smooth and one side has a few little bumps on there. So I usually I use the smooth side. Alright, we're going to let that dry a little bit and we're going to go on to some of the others and just color those in. I will probably speed this up because you've seen me color before, but I just wanted to tell you about that big discount that they're having on these. Anytime they share a discount with me, I don't want you guys to miss out on it, because I know a lot of you have ordered these and I've got so many comments about how you are in love with all of their products that you've received so far. So I don't want you to miss out on big discounts, because my goodness, if they're already 64 to 65% off and then they give you another 25% off, you're almost getting the product for free and you get free shipping. So never pay shipping on anything. I'm going to see what this pink one will do if I go in with just a little bit of that. We're going to put down a little bit more color. Now you can go directly to your paper. I'll do a little bit of that. These are smooth, so they blend on your paper really well. You don't have to press on them. I have some other watercolor pencils and I have to really press down because they don't go on as smooth as these do. So sometimes it hurts my hand that when I have to really go in there and put a lot of color out. So I like a smooth pencil. When you're ready to change to another color, just wipe the end of your watercolor pen off on a paper towel, napkin, something. I've got a baby wipe there. Then we're going to go in with some green. We have that colored, and I'm going to go and cut this out now, and then we will let it continue to dry, and then we'll go ahead and make our box. Okay, so there's our cutout, and it's dry, but I'm still going to lay it aside. It does cut a little white around the edge, which I like. It's fine with me, but if you don't like that, you could always trim it or put a little bit of ink on there and color it in. But I'm going to leave it just like it is. I think it's cute with that white edge around it. So I'm going to put that back in there, and like I said, I will try to link this below if I can find it. I'm pretty sure they still have it, but I know we don't have it in the store. Alright, let's go ahead and cut this to have it ready to go on our card. I'm just going to lay those two pieces aside, and we're going to build our box. Now, as I said, these boxes can be built any size that you want. You can build them larger, you can build them smaller, just whatever. This is going to be one that is 8 by 8. So this box is going to be one of the mid-size ones, I guess. We're going to start off with cardstock that is 8 inches by 8 inches. And this is that new Prima, what is the name of it? Prima. I get all these names jumbled up in my head. Santa Baby. That's 8 by 8 already, so I don't have to cut it. We're going to get our scoreboard. And we're going to score at 2. Let's see, 2 and 6. And then we're going to put a mark at the 4-inch. So 2 and 6, and then make a little mark at 4. Now, if you want to make these different sizes, you just need to make sure that your paper is wide enough and that you score it in the right places to make 4 different sections. That'd be 1, and since we marked that 4, that'd be 2, 3, and 4. I will put some other measurements on my blog where you can make the different sizes, but I'm just going to make one size today just because of time. Alright, you need to turn it and score at 2 and at 6, and then you're going to make that mark at 4, just a little indentation. And then you've already got it scored here, but you do want to make your mark. You're going to make your mark on all 4 sides for this. So there. So see, we just made, let's see if we can see that. Just a tiny little mark at that 4 right there. And then we got all of our score lines. On the top piece, this is 8 by 8, and you're going to do the same thing. Now, remember, you need to change ends with your little tool so that you don't poke through the paper. So you're going to score at 2 and at 6, and we're going to make a little mark at 4. Turn it, score at 2 and at 6, whoops, 6, and make a little mark at 4, and then turn it again, make your mark at 4, turn it again, and make your mark at 4. Okay, that is your scoring done. We're going to start on the bottom piece. Now, before we do any cutting, what we're going to do is take our ruler, and from this mark right here all the way down to this mark, we're going to draw a little line with our ruler. We're going to do a score line. So from that mark down to that mark, and it should cross. Let's see if we can see that. You see that a little bit? It should cross right there at that little intersection, I call it, and go right to that score line, or right to that little mark, I should say. Alright, then we're going to go from that mark down to this mark. We're just making triangular score lines from all of those little marks that we made at that 4-inch. So then you'll see why I'm saying you have to be able to divide it into 4s. Now again, this was designed by Poodles. I think it's Poodles Paper Craft. Oh, if I can remember, I'll put her link below. I forget all the time to link things. Now you're going to cut up on the score line, and then you're going to come over to this side and you're going to cut away just that much. See, we took a little bit more than half away. Come past that point and then cut up to that to take that much out, and then just turn it around and do it again. Come up to there, come over on this side. We're going to take that out, and then one more cut. You'll see why we're doing this like this in a little bit when we start folding. Now this is going to go up together just like that, which is going to make this box collapsible. So what we're going to, and you see why we cut those off. When it comes up here to glue, it's going to glue right at that score line. If we don't want it to go over that score line, or it won't collapse. So all we're going to do is put some art glitter glue on these little tabs. Put these together. So just marry up your corners as you normally do. See, that is the way our little box flattens out. There's the box that flattens out, and you can do whatever with these little tabs here. Let's go ahead and make our lines on here. I'm probably going to have to turn it over to see. There we go. I think we got it. Alright, let's go ahead and fold and burnish. Burnish easy now. Remember, this is not cardstock. Now you're going to cut the exact same way as you did on the other one. You're going to cut up on your score line, and then you're going to cut off just a chunk of that, and it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, mine doesn't go straight. And then you're going to come to the other side and you're going to do the same thing. Pattern paper. Okay. So there we go. We got those cut. And we're going to put these together the same way we did the others. So there is your top. And as you can see, it is a snug fit. It won't come off. And you can put some little pull tabs on either side of this. I probably will because it fits so tight. But if you just start pushing this in on the sides, this is going to fold down just like that bottom. And you'll be able to store these boxes, make them up, store them, and keep them for Christmas. And then you can just take them out and decorate them. I'll show you how flat. See how flat they go? But we're not going to store this one right now. We're going to go ahead and put it together. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put a couple of little tabs here on the side where we can just have a pull tab there. And I was thinking about putting that on there. I'm not sure. That looks a little bit bright. Now, I'm still not liking the white in there that much, because this paper really doesn't have a white background. So what I'm going to do, I was taking my worn lipstick and my distressed oxide. I'm taking one of the brushes, and I'm just going to go over this real lightly around those edges. All that's going to do is just tone that white down so that it doesn't appear to be so stark white and everything else is pink and tan. See, that's all that did. It just toned it down a little bit. Now, these brushes are ideal if you don't want to put on a lot of ink. We don't have these any longer, but we have the other ones that are double-ended, which I like better. I just am not using them because I already had these out. So, I already had these using them. Now, that looks better. I like that better. So, there is that. And then I'm probably going to tone this down just a little bit too. I'm going to trim that edge off a little bit. You see how white that is right now? Now watch. And it just takes a little bit of the ink. Just go over it to keep brushing back and forth. And see, it tones down, puts it kind of a pink background on there. And then you can always go around the edges if you want. Now I'm going to put this up on some foam tape, if I can find my foam tape. And then I think I'll put some little branches and things in behind it. I cut some. I was going to make a wreath to put on here, but I think I'm just going to put this and put branches on it. I don't know about you, but sometimes the decorating is the hardest for me because I want to put everything on it. See, I cut the branches in this in the same color as the cardstock is, so I'm not sure. Let me put a few of those in there and see what it looks like. I may have to go with a different color. I may have to go with green. That deepest red that's in here is this color, but the deepest red doesn't show a lot. I think if I put a few on each end and then maybe just one on the side or something like that, I think that will work. Don't you think that will work? That makes it blend a little bit better. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to put a few of these. Just tuck a few of those in. This is with that same punch that we've been using for the last couple of days that you guys, a lot of you have bought. So this is just another way to use it. When I get a punch or a stamp or something, I try to find lots of different ways to use it. Get your money's worth out of it. My battery is about to die, so if it dies in the middle of this, I will get another battery and come back. So that is our box. I did go back and add a couple of little green branches in there just to make it look a little fuller. But that is it, and it does fold flat. Take it off of here. You can still fold this one flat even though it's decorated, but you might want to not decorate it if you're going to store them somewhere where this might get squished. But I've kind of got mine flat, so it's not going to hurt anything if I lay another one on top of it. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And when that little bell pops up, click that bell so that you'll be notified every time that we go live or when we do a new video. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.